Who needs enemies when your own friends will kill you? The worst video I've seen come out of this generation in Chicago is when a kid walked outside with 3 of his friends, all captured on a ring cam. 2 guys stay behind him while they're all walking. Then all of a sudden, one guy runs ahead and one of the guys in the back unload on the one in the middle.
I don't know if y'all never saw that video or not, folks. That's probably the worst backdoor video I ever seen. They probably ain't gonna show it. But y'all do some research, man. Like, this in Chicago. This probably out south, I believe. Like, that's how that shit get down, for no cap.
In the back, running up and standing over him. These are the people he came outside with. But out of the 3 guys that set him up, only 2 fired. So if this 3rd guy that didn't shoot ever gets caught, he's giving up every name. But this is what you deal with in the city. Any city. You don't have no friends.
Yeah.
Guys make longer lasting friendships than women because women try to compete with each other. But even as a guy, you'll end up dead, in jail, or betrayed in some way thinking that you got a friend. Once you become an adult, you got 1 or 2 friends that actually have your best interest in mind. If you're 25 and you still going out with 5 of your friends, just know that at least 3 of them will line you up if it was ever beneficial to them. But let's get into the subject.
I mean, hold on, for like, that's true to a degree, you know what I'm saying? But like, you can have more than 4 or 5 friends, man. You gotta know who's solid and who not, and who you're around, what type of niggas you're around. Yeah, if you in the streets, you still in the hood on the block, y'all like that 30 deep, oh yeah. That what he just said, that should apply. But when you like, you know what I'm saying? When you know what you know and you handpick who you handpick and you fuck with who you fuck with, you feel you know your nigga solid, you know what I'm saying? So, you know like a nigga ain't gonna try to kill me, you know what I'm saying? When you handpick your homies, you know what I'm saying? But when you still doing that block shit, oh yeah, motherfucker put that pipe to the back of your head.
Say that every generation, the guys in the street get younger and younger. But that's not true. 15 years ago in Chicago, it was still the freshmen and sophomores in high school out here stealing cars, shooting, and having the most fear attached to their name. Now, over the past year, I've seen a lot of people cover this certain group of kids out of Chicago, and to be honest, I didn't follow them too much because at my age, it's just heartbreaking to see 14 and 15 year olds.
Yeah, for that why it be so crazy for me to watch they little ass like, it's like for I'm too grown, I be watching them, they kids for they 15, 16, like, playing the grown man game for this shit crazy.
Streets, and just being too young to really understand the consequences.
Exactly.
Now, it doesn't matter what gang they in or what block they from, because they're killing each other. There's no need to gang bang or have ops when you already hanging with the people that's gonna kill you. And one of the craziest things to me is when adults interview these children, and for whatever reason, and whatever crumbs they paid them, the kids end up admitting their own crimes. This guy, a rapper called Fully Chopped, was recently arrested for being involved in the murder of one of his own associates, Queso. But when he went on No Jumper, without Adam even saying anything, he admitted that Queso was sharing his location with him, and that he had also forgot that he was sharing his location.
Queso, he didn't know he was sharing his role with me.
And it's widely believed that Fully Chopped's role in the murder was given a location.
And after that, after this No Jumper interview, he get booked for unknown charges. They ain't say, you know, he got locked up for little Queso murder, but he get booked for unknown charge. They gonna come out though, you know what I'm saying? But Shorty just on there talking too much, and y'all know, out of all them 1,000 views that niggas get on their videos, man, y'all think 12 ain't in them bitches watching for put shit together on niggas? You gonna be a damn fool if you don't think that.
Even see his homie eyeball him as he's saying too much, as if to tell him that he's saying too much.
Right,
but
he was told that anyway. Shut up.
This is another thing the kids can learn from. If your homie ain't willing to tell you to shut up, just know he gonna forget about you when you go to jail. But forget friends. You got one of the alleged killers of Queso with Queso's cousin, and she laughing.
Queso got shot in his head.
Bad phone, bad.
Watch out, gang. Like I can't dish your cousin in front of you.
Damn, bro. Back when my generation was coming up in the 2010s, you see a guy getting set up trying to go meet a girl that he thought had a crush on him, and you definitely see a friend put another friend in a messed up position. But it's just something about how they doing it today that seems more sinister.
I fuck with dude, yeah. Y'all check his page out. I think he from Chicago as well. He got some good videos on, bro, and what he just said, that's a fact. Like, that's the most a niggas gonna set you up, man. That's the most they was gonna do, you know what I'm saying? But now, Shorty and them out here putting belt on each other, like, it's crazy.
Say, where are the parents? But this girl already got on the interview and said that she didn't have any, and that at 16 years old, she had to raise her little brother, who also died in the streets around 15. Kids raising kids, a story that's all too common. Now, there was controversy about the guy that was killed, such as accusations of him switching sides or jumping hoods, but none of that matters, because these guys don't even have loyalty to the people they grew up with. And I say grew up with loosely, because most of them are under 18, so they really didn't grow up with nobody. But what I saw for myself was that the kid who died shortly before he died was recorded in a house with his friends right as he was storming out because one of them had taken his gun. Imagine that. We all live in a life that calls for us to carry a gun because other kids are trying to kill us. I come in the house with you guys because I think I can trust you, only for one of y'all to steal my gun and send me on my way. And then after you die, your alleged cousin is in the same house with one of the people responsible for your death. Allegedly. Either way, he dissed him right in front of his cousin. But just because they were cousins doesn't mean they were close, and it also doesn't mean they talk to each other. But still, somebody's grandmother just has to sit back and watch these things unfold, which she probably doesn't even understand.
That's weird, for like, I could never do that, for like, I can never backdoor my homies, family, none of that shit, for it just ain't in me, for.
Even cares. Now, the actual story that's been going around is crazy, and it's that apparently Queso and his former friends got into a shootout shortly before his death, and this shootout was followed by one of the friends posting the audio from this shootout, and then hours after, another guy ended up coming to the kid's house and being let in, only to kill him and run back out. And all of this is allegedly because there's a lot of confusion on who dropped whose location. Fully Chopped was allegedly picked up because he had the location of the kid that died, but people in the streets are saying that his actual killer did what he did because he thought his location was dropped. A confusing mess, and like many things in Chicago, it probably started over nothing, but still ended up with multiple people gone. You got 2 in custody, possibly facing life, and 1 dead. And the cold-blooded thing about it is that the guy locked up for the murder posted the guy he's accused of killing with some type of heartfelt goodbye to him. Like, what the
I don't even want to get on this. But you just on my head, though.
But this guy, 650 Lil Mike, he's not associated with the situation, but he is one of the only guys in this generation I've heard say something real. And that's trying to tell his friend the truth instead of just going with the I'm riding with my homie whether he's right or wrong mindset that get people killed. Now his best friend, a menace in Chicago named TJ, or 800 TJ, died in a shooting on the expressway. And it's widely known that TJ took a gun from a guy he was hanging with. Like, he told the guy, let me see that gun. The guy handed it to TJ, and TJ pointed it at him and ran off. This will lead to TJ being caught on the expressway and killed just 24 hours later, which led to...
Street nigga know, man. Like, you know when nigga fuck with you for it, like, you'll get no nigga your pipe for all get no fuck. Like, you gotta know, like, this my brother, like, you know what I'm saying? When you get that blick to a nigga, like, you gotta know, like, this my brother, like, or not, nigga, go, give me that bitch, boy, that shit over with, like, just exactly what he did, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it cost his life, you know what I'm saying, for what he did. I'm guessing, you know what I'm saying, but allegedly, as they be saying, but, yeah, you do some shit like that, you gotta know you locked in with niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Who got his gun stolen, being called Mr. 24 by the internet shortly before he actually was arrested for the murder, proving that even the police believed he did in fact kill the guy that stole from him within 24 hours. And Mike, his friend, was telling TJ not to do it before it happened. According to Mike, TJ had done something like this before and got shot for it, but this time will be his last.
I'm telling folks, don't do that shit.
But the messed up thing is, Mike himself was shot in the head after the situation, allegedly by people who thought he set TJ up, but he survived, although his female passenger did not. Now, I can't confirm that's why he got shot, but that's widely what the rumor is. But it also sounds very stupid, because who's going to sit in a car on the expressway in Chicago where everybody is doing 100 miles an hour and then set up a situation where somebody is going to shoot at the car he's in going 100 miles an hour? It doesn't add up. But Mike, who is still alive today, tried to warn his friend against backdooring somebody for no reason. But people are going to do what they want to do, and his friend didn't listen. But a lot of what happened to the Queso kid appeared to be supposedly explained by his own mother on Facebook. Which, my question is, how does she know all this was going on? She clearly knew her son was in the streets, but how deep did she think he was?
Man, they be knowing what's going on, and it's like these kids, they young as hell, they like 15, 16, and like, you know, the mothers now different from our generation of mothers. Like, you know what I mean? These mothers they be 30 and 28 and shit with 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? So they still be young, caught up in the mix, you know what I mean? Like, over young, 35, shit like that, like, you know what I'm saying? So, they be knowing what's going on, so, like, you feel me? You know, then you never know, you know? His OG might be a street OG, might, you know what I'm saying? Might be into the streets and shit, so you never know.
I'm not gonna lie, if I was a parent and I had a son, bro, you not gonna be having no shootouts around my house.
No, for
Your
sure.
little ass will be in boot camp, which is where some of these kids need to go. It's very easy for somebody his age to go off the deep end and get way too deep in the streets. And you don't have to be that deep in the streets to die in the first place. But man, I remember being 15, and back then, in high school, one of my friends that used to figure out random facts came across something that said your conscience doesn't fully develop until you're 25 years old. And whether that exact number is true or not, most studies agree that your conscience starts to develop around the ages of 4 to 7. And here, we're talking about guys who were just 7, 8 years ago. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that all kids are psychopaths, but I know that I myself didn't necessarily want to hurt anyone at this age, but I was prepared to go all out defending myself. Then again, I remember it being very easy for me to go too far, and the appeal of doing something and forgetting the consequences exist. But I had a family that made sure I knew that everything has a consequence, and I was fortunate enough to be able to learn from the mistakes people made around me as a kid. I noticed that some people had more of a target on their back than others, so I avoided them when I could. I learned you shouldn't take advice from people your age because kids say anything with not much thought or wisdom behind those words.
Facts.
I learned my environment, how to survive, how to have fun, and how to make it back home. And it wasn't hard, but it is much harder to do the right thing without family support, I must admit. And
I was right. I was just gonna say that, like, you could tell he had that family support. You know what I mean? Everybody don't got that, bro. And it's hard for some of these shorties because they out here and it's all they know. This their environment. You feel me? You bring your kid to the hood and you drop them off and you come get them and they ain't got no family support and they in the streets and they running with their homies. You come back and see what you found. You know what I'm saying? In that person. You know what I mean? So it's different, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Going on with a lot of these kids. Some of them come home to an empty house, and some of them are being raised by kids who themselves had no one. These are the ones in the worst position. And being exposed to certain things too young can definitely have a negative effect on you. Like I mentioned before, one of my friends witnessed his father's murder. So as a result, he convinced himself that he wouldn't live past a certain age, and he acted recklessly because of it. But once you become an adult, you realize that you do actually have something to lose. You backdoor somebody, you might think you got a problem out of the way, but whoever you hang with, they don't trust you. They see what you do and are probably on the same thing. There's no need to gangbang or claim any set when the guys that you let in your mom's house will be the ones to kill you. The most famous kid to come out of this generation, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, got into a war with the hood his father is from, all because they let him borrow a watch and he stole it. Then his cousin ended up dead, and according to Lil Jeff himself, several other people ended up dead to avenge his cousin. When, if he had just given the watch back...
Yeah, y'all do a little homework on this story. Bloodhound Lil Jeff must have took one of his, I guess, one of his so-called homies' watches, but he talking about for Friday, man, we were trying to make something look believable. And they said when this shit happened, like Lil Jeff and them live talking about they was on a high-speed chase with 12, this and that, hopping gates. Look how he got his shirt all ripped up and shit, trying to make the shit look unbelievable, man. Show you the crazy as hell.
At least 3 people still alive today, including himself. He actually died running back over to this hood and trying to kill someone. And this is why I say that in Chicago, what set you claim is irrelevant. These guys clicking up with other sets and all killing each other. Then they go into each other's funerals and pretending to miss each other. And this is just 10% of the kids in the hood I'm talking about. The rest of the kids in the hood just have to learn how to navigate and survive all this snake activity. But this is nothing new. A lot of y'all already knew this. I just thought I'd give my take on this whole situation because it relates to something that's much bigger. But thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.
I ain't gonna lie, for that was a good take. I like that video. I like that, for he broke down a lot of good valid points, and you know, he ain't missed the shit either. Where it's like he knew, like he was saying about family support and shit like that. So y'all go check bro out, man. What the fuck bro page is on phone now? Cause that's some good shit. Yeah, Trap University. For we might do some more reaction. We go check out his page. He might got some more good shit in there for us to react to. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, for. Put y'all thoughts in the comments, man. And I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so you know I appreciate y'all, man. If y'all made it to the end of the video, man, subscribe. And to the next one, man. I'm out.